and to wing off from them and to open doors for more kids that's in high school that's trying to change their lives. And I think a lot of things would change if they hear from us.
You know, it's interesting that you brought up the judgment as well, because I think that's a problem that so many kids talk about, that they feel like they're being judged. They feel like they go out into the community and say they're looked at differently by teachers or law enforcement or even their other peers. Is that the one of the root problems here that we have in the community?
I honestly believe so. It's a lot of people. You can be a 4.0 average student or a below average student and be doing very well, and then you do something and slip up and make a negative decision, then nobody open doors for you anymore. It's kind of like that one bad decision is set for good. I think if it's not judgment, you listen to them, you tell them they're wrong, but also acknowledge their rights. And I think a lot of people will understand more.
You know, and we can try to put people in front of our children who can be an inspiration to them. If it's not working, what can you say to kids to make them realize that, you know, don't let yourself be judged. Stand above it. What can you say? I mean, it's hard to tell a kid that. Right.
I know I've been a child that struggled. I come from a one-parent home, but I've lived with my grandparents all my life. I think if you kind of reach out to them, let them know that you're legit, you're there, you're not judging them. Just let them know you're hearing them, not just listening and then shutting them out, closing the door on them. It's a lot of people that it's a lot of kids that need to look like us. We have a lot of people, Caucasian people, trying to reach out to us. Yes, that's good, but we also need, like a lot of people say here, young men that's been through, that's been in the streets or been involved, that's African American, that can say, I've been where you've been, or I've been where you're trying to go. Turn your life around. I think if we see people that look like us, a lot of things will change also.
Ashley, thank you so much.
No problem.
Another young man in our audience, Shamark Witherspoon, you had something you wanted to share with us as well?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to say is we are here reaching out to the youth. We're trying to get, you know, the fact that the violence is unnecessary instilled in the youth. One thing I think we should focus on, a couple people touched on that today, is reaching out to families before reaching out just to basically the youth. Basically, I feel like the family, everything starts in the home. A couple years back, I was going to school in Ypsilanti, Michigan. A friend of mine, his younger brother, was being bullied at school. And he brought a gun to school one day and killed the bully. And they looked at the situation like it was the bully's fault. But if you dig deeper, you'll find out that the bully bullied the kid because he didn't have the latest gear, the latest clothes, the latest shoes. And the reason why he didn't have the latest gear and the latest shoes is because the finances in the house. So I think if we dig deeper and look at the bigger issue, which is the family, I think we'll get a lot accomplished.
You're speaking to what we've been touching on too all night, how it's so multi-layered.
Right.
And that it's not just something that you can wrap up in a bow and say, aha, that's what it is.
Right.
It has everything to do with the economy.
Correct.
Bullying, socioeconomic status.
Correct.
Where you go to school.
Correct.
All of that stuff.
Correct. I mean, it's just, it's everything. Everything, it happens, everything happens for a reason. We can't be mad at those reasons. We just have to dig deep and try to stop it. I mean, everything, there's a certain limit to everything that goes on in the community, and I think we're not pushing hard enough to stop those limits. I mean, there's guns and there's knives and mace and 2x4s that kids use to kill other kids, but it's deeper than that. It's emotional, physical, mental. There's many issues.
Great point.
Many issues.
Thank you, Shamark.
You know, we've also tried to get to so many different topics as well tonight, but I just wanted to throw out a couple of topics out there as well, things that we constantly hear about. We've heard bullying has come up. We've also heard that maybe it's video game violence that adds to some of this violence. Is there somebody that can comment on either of these topics, either the bullying or the video game violence?
Yes, bullying, it's interesting. It actually is the largest form of violence that affects our young people, affecting 18 million across the nation. And it's really sad to see that this is the root of, I think, a lot of conflicts. And we talked earlier about conflict resolution skills and how important it is to teach kids to solve conflict without moving to a physical level. And that's something that our program does.
Let's get you to say your name and title
Sure.
too.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Veely with the Why Do You Hate Me anti-bullying movement. And what we do is we teach kids how to solve that with conflict resolution skills and to how to respond peacefully also to that, to decrease the conflict, to de-escalate things before it moves to the next level.
But I mean, what are some of the things that your program goes through, though? I mean, what are other things that you tell kids that are going through this?
Yeah, you know, well, Martin Luther King Jr. said this. He said, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So we believe that building resilience in young people and encouraging them to respond in love, and we actually do role playing through school assemblies and coaching programs as well, to show kids how to have that muscle memory in their brain when they get in that moment and things heat up. They've already practiced how to kind of step through that and take things down to the next level.
Is the program working?
It is. You know, I had a young lady the other day who was identified as a very high-risk teen, was called in to help with her, and she told me that within 1 week of using the techniques that her bully at school, who had bullied her for over a year, actually invited her over to her house for dinner. So it blew us away, and it's amazing. It works, and when you give kids skills that work and you celebrate successes with them, they use them.
And that it's stories like that we want to hear. I mean, that actually here they are, having a meal with the person that used to bully them.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, you had a comment. Can I ask you to stand up, please, and give us your name?
My name is Gerard. I was in the streets since I was like 13. That's my cousin up there, John McKinney. I think a lot of the problems is tagging along with a lot of people say it starts in the home. I think we are being deprived of a lot of different things. We're sort of in a box, you know, and we don't see a lot that's going on that's available to us. We don't have people to show us anything different. We only know what we see. A lot of people don't feel like nobody cares, you know, so, and tagging along with him, you know, bullying, it comes from that. Nobody cares. Nobody knows what's needed. Everybody just continue to live their lives, and it's a lot of no matter if it's people calling a hotline on people or anything. I think most of the problem needs to be resolved with the issues that keep us from doing other things like being in the street, you know. We just need to know somebody care. If it's a hand out there, you know, a program, a different way of life, you know. When you used to seeing the same thing every day, I think it's a saying that when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do, you know.
And the economy. I mean, what I'm hearing here, too, is there's a lack of work.
It's a lack of work. It's a lack of caring. It's a lack of anybody caring about anything that's going on with these kids. You know, they're going to continue to do what they're doing because nobody cares. Not in their eyes. You know, and I really don't, you know, I'm only one man. I can only do so much, but you know, I think, you know, if it was more organizations out here that within the community, amongst us, you know, outside of everything else, I think it will make a difference. And it started with us, you know, me, Taj, John, people that I know, Robert, you know, it starts with us. I think we'll have more impact on these kids than anybody can, you know, and
because the kids that you're talking about probably didn't watch this tonight, right?
Not really, you know.
Probably
not really, you know. They off trying to survive.
So how do you break through?
Well, it starts with things like this. It starts with people coming from different communities. Like me and Taj, we from different areas. Years back, we probably wouldn't be right here, you know. It starts with a different way of thinking. It starts with us. So, you know, I try every day considering my circumstances, to make an impact, you know. But this needs to be reoccurring. It's not just today,
One
you know.
time,
Yeah, it's not just today. This needs to be practiced every day, you know. And it's not going to change unless we show we really care about these kids, you know. And it's not just saying that. It's not just getting them locked up, you know. That's not going to change anything, because it's people with poverty every day, you know. Don't have nothing to eat, don't have no place to sleep. So what they going to do?